Hey gang, Shu here. I'm in Charlotte, and the Charlotte area is home to many sports stars, both living and dead, from basketball, baseball, football, and of course, racing. And if you're a racing fan, you definitely know NASCAR. NASCAR, their operations are in Charlotte. The NASCAR Hall of Fame is in Charlotte. And if you are a fan of NASCAR, you've definitely heard of Buck and Buddy Baker, father-son drivers. Buck started when NASCAR started. Buddy was a successful driver in his own right, and went into broadcasting after his career. So today we're going to visit two cemeteries, and we're going to visit Buck Baker and his son, Buddy Baker.
Buck Baker started his racing career in 1939, a full 10 years before the formation of NASCAR. In 1949, he joined the inaugural season of NASCAR and spent the next 26 years racing stock cars. Over his career, he started 637 races and won 46 of them. In 1956 and 1957, he was the first person to win back-to-back NASCAR Grand National Championships. Buck Baker also ran the short-lived NASCAR National East Series from 1957 to 1959, and the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West in 1972 and 1973. He retired in 1976 and opened the Buck Baker Racing School to teach racers and fans to drive race-used stock cars. Baker was inducted into the National Motorsports Press Hall of Fame in 1982, the International Motorsports Hall of Fame in 1990, and the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America in 1998. Also in 1998, he was named one of NASCAR's 50 greatest drivers. He was also inducted into the 2013 class of the NASCAR Hall of Fame on February 8, 2013. Buck's son, Buddy Baker, was also a NASCAR driver and was very successful in his own right. Buddy Baker raced in NASCAR from 1959 until his retirement in 1994. Over his career, he started 700 races and won 19. In 1970, he was the first driver to complete a lap over 200 miles an hour. Buddy is also one of only 9 drivers to win a career Grand Slam, which involves winning NASCAR's 4 most prestigious races: the Daytona 500, Aaron's 499, the Coca-Cola 600, and the Southern 500. After his retirement from racing, Buddy Baker went into broadcasting and called races for TNN, TBS, and CBS until 2001. After that, he joined SiriusXM and called races until 2014. He was diagnosed with lung cancer and retired from broadcasting in July 2014. On August 10, 2015, he died in his home. Like his father Buck, Buddy was also named one of NASCAR's top 50 drivers and was inducted into the International Motorsports Hall of Fame in 2008 and the NASCAR Hall of Fame in January of 2020.
And we're at the Calvary Church in Monroe, North Carolina, and I'm standing right in front of the grave of Buck Baker. Here's the Baker family stone. Here's Buck Baker's marker. So as you recall from the video earlier, he was an active driver from 39 to 76. He's one of the original NASCAR drivers when NASCAR was formed in 1947. Back-to-back grand champion, 56 and 57. won 46 races, and he's inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2013. And as the stone says, of course, a true champion. Definitely a great driver. He started before NASCAR, but was one of the first drivers when NASCAR was formed, and just had an amazing career. Okay, let's go and visit Buck Baker's son, Buddy Baker. And through the wonders of video editing, we're now at the Sharon Memorial Park in Charlotte, and we're walking up to the grave of Buddy Baker. And if you've been, a NASCAR fan at all, I mean, you know who Buddy Baker is. Again, driver from 59 to 94, winner of the 1980 Daytona 500. One of 9 drivers to win the career Grand Slam. After retiring from racing, he went into broadcasting, broadcasted races for TNN, TBS, CBS, and then went into Sirius XM radio. Up until his diagnosis with lung cancer, and then he was forced to retire due to health reasons. And he's been recently, as of 2020, inducted into the Hall of Fame. And there you go. It's kind of amazing, both Buck and Buddy. They're buried. They're not buried together in the same cemetery, and their graves are somewhat a little more simple than I expected. I mean, this one's a very nice one. Obviously, you could tell he was a race car driver. Buck's is very plain. But I guess that's the way they wanted it. So, again, thanks for coming along on this little journey, visiting the graves of almost NASCAR royalty, Buck and Buddy Baker. Thanks for watching.